Fun is fun and done is done. And today we're done, folks. It's the news. We take a deep look at North Korea and the maniac that runs it. Now get ready. Here comes the Laughing Ogre. This is your ever-loving blue-eyed ogre reporting to you from somewhere in the vast unknown. Breaking news today out of North Korea from the Daily Mail. Delighted despot Kim Jong Un beams as he watches a revolutionary new North Korean rocket being tested, overshadowing the U.S. Secretary of State meeting Chinese President Xi. North Korea conducted ground test of a new type of high-thrust rocket engine. Kim was beaming from ear to ear as he and his generals applauded the test. He called it an event of historic significance for the country's rocket industry. Test was done as U.S. Secretary of State was in China to discuss Korean concerns. North Korea has conducted a ground test of a new type of high-thrust rocket engine that leader Kim Jong Un is calling a revolutionary breakthrough for the country's space program. Kim was beaming from ear to ear as his generals applauded the successful test at his Sochi launch site yesterday. The trial was intended to confirm the engine's thrust power and gauge the reliability of its control system and structural safety. Kim hailed it as a great event of historic significance for the country's rocket industry. The test was conducted as U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was in China on a swing through Asia that has been closely focused on concerns over how to deal with Pyongyang's nuclear missile program. I'm going to pop to another story, folks, because I do believe, as I always say, in a multitude of counselors, there is wisdom. So let's have a look at the Daily Star Sunday. Say what you will, but it is a news source, and I'm not finding very many reporting on this. North Korea issues shock warning. If a single bullet is fired, we will nuke the U.S. North Korea has pledged to launch a nuclear strike on the U.S. if a single bullet is fired as U.S. forces flood the Korean peninsula. Kim Jong Un's rogue state issued the stunning warning as Washington and South Korea carry out war games in the region. Pyongyang blames the rest of the world for rising nuclear tensions as the DPRK continues its quest for nuclear missiles capable of striking the U.S. mainland. Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump's White House admitted war is now on the table with North Korea. U.S. warships, soldiers, and warplanes are carrying out military exercises alongside their allies in Seoul. Nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, the USS Carl Vision, arrived in the peninsula with its strike group of destroyers. Drills are being carried out to test plans to decapitate the leadership in Pyongyang, should it be necessary. In a statement, North Korea's foreign ministry said the Korean People's Army will reduce the bases of aggression and provocation to ashes with its invincible Hwasong rockets tipped with nuclear warheads and reliably defend the security of the country and its people's happiness in case the U.S. and South Korea puppet forces fire even a single bullet at the territory of the People's Republic of North Korea. That's the DPRK. North Korea has sparked international fury by launching 4 missiles into the Sea of Japan not long after the alleged assassination of Kim's brother, Kim Jong Nam. Kim Jong Un is believed to have fired up an H-bomb factory in North Korea in a bid to produce nuclear weapons 14 times more powerful than their previous test. Now, folks, I must say, if we go back to the Korean War, Brits, you can stand with me. It was a hell of a thing. And when we pushed over the 45th parallel and just kept going, we had no idea that there were 400,000 screaming red Chinamen there waiting. Some of the forces there from Britannia were forced to throw cans of corned beef in their own defense because they ran out of bullets, as our brave men from the Marines dealt a devastating blow in one of the most horrifying retreats ever conducted in military history. I have one thing to say to you, North Korea, and I say I speak for all free peoples everywhere. Push us too far, and the Chinese will not save you this time, Mr. Un. Your day of reckoning is at hand. We will win, one way or the other, be it through diplomacy or through show of military might. And I do not speak for the leaders of either country, but as the United Kingdom ramps up and sends troops into the Baltic states to defend themselves and to defend Europe against the Russian threat that seems to be imminent to this reporter, I believe that they will stand with us against this obvious threat of a madman with his finger on the button. For all of you that doubted Trump, a new news piece will be coming out right after this to cover how much of the debt he has actually taken off already. And I warn you, don't play with Trump. Don't mess with Tillerson. And God have mercy on the lot of you if you awake the sleeping giant and fill it once again with a terrible resolve. Constant viewers, this is your ever-loving blue-eyed ogre reporting to you from somewhere in the vast unknown.